Hi everybody, Joshua here. I had a few requests to talk about how to play the Cranberries Zombies on piano. Just kind of talk about my version of it, what I'm thinking about. This is one of those 4-chord tunes throughout the piece, so it is up to you to kind of draw the music out of it because the chord progression is somewhat repetitive, I guess. And that's not a bad thing at all. I don't mean that as a criticism, but get away from just playing the simple chords. So what are those chords? E minor. I'll play them in basic root position here. We've got a C major, G major, and it's a D major, but I usually play it over the F sharp. So in that first inversion, F sharp in the bass. So let's get away from those root position chords. Let's see here, I can spread out the E and add a 7th in there, or play the kind of G triad over E minor. Some different ideas there. I can add 12th in there, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11th in there, not the 12th, 11th in there. Kind of goes crush notes together. The nice thing about the progression is you can kind of play white notes along with that F sharp in there, and you'll get some different sounds. So E minor, let's keep that voicing there and go to C. Different sound. How about we change the top note to F sharp? Right? And then that also becomes the major 7th when we go to G. Maybe that's a little bit too nice. There's our G chord. D over F sharp. What's that there? D over F sharp, adding a 9th, 11th again in there. You can have that crush kind of sound of the half notes. They don't sound great together when in the context of the chords, you get that kind of sound. Okay, so E minor, C, G, D, right? Kind of a common 4-chord pattern for pop and rock tunes. So the introduction, playing around with some of those chords. Sharp 11 there, the F sharp. Adding a little bit of rhythm in there. So I do play that little melody that's in the guitar part. That's right before the verses come in. It's just on B, starts on B over the G, over the D, going to the E minor, and then we have our melody. Change it a little bit at the end there. Hopefully it's enough to kind of go off of. You'll notice my version is a little bit truncated. It's a little shortened because I was actually playing it for during a stretch for the dancers during a ballet class. So I think if I had my time, I would have kind of stretched it out, played a little more with the verses and chorus. That voicing is, you got the root, C, G, E, A, D, F sharp, A, basically like a C sharp 11. You can add the B natural in there. So the chord progression does lend itself really well to like some of those prettier, lush sounding chords. What was I doing as I went through it? I do a lot of these, you'll see in my videos, kind of root, 5th, 3rd, rolling out the chords. If you don't have a big enough hand for that, you can just roll out an octave maybe. And other things too, you don't have to keep the pinky down. You can let up and let the pedal hold the note out. Kind of fill that out. I like that spread kind of chord sound. Let's see here. So I'm playing the melody. You can start doing that movement in the chords. I held the D there the whole time to add a little bit of harmony. And as you change the chords, the D changes its role in each chord. So the D is the 7th in the first chord, 9th in the second chord, 5th in the third chord, and then, it's the root of the D major chord. So as it changes its function in each chord, the harmony a little bit changes if you hold a certain note. You can pick any note. Let's see here. You can serve as a little bit of accompaniment there, come out of that back into the E minor. Another thing to think about is your harmonies. In addition to the melody, are their harmonies kind of making their own like little melody? You could do. Excuse me. You can kind of move around with your supporting notes within the chords and the melody. So you're not just playing like chord, here's the melody, chord, chord, chord. So you're trying to add a little bit of movement, a little bit of contrast in your voicing. Like what does that sound like compared to this? Or so the same kind of rhythm I did there, but the notes are a little bit different. So like what palette, what colors do I have to work with to convey the energy of the song the way I feel it and the way I hear it? So I think in my version I started doing like a lot of moving notes in my right hand. I don't exactly remember what I was doing. I'm sorry. I do that a lot in a lot of my videos. Just kind of creating a wash of sound. I do think I was trying to make a little bit of melody in my left hand when I was doing the rhythm in my right. So kind of putting that little bit of that melody in the left hand over the wash in the right hand. That's a little stiff, I apologize. You can change the notes as you go through that wash. A little bit messy there, but again, I don't expect you, if you don't play the piano a whole lot, if you're just learning, I don't expect you to play that fast or smoothly, but it's the kind of thing to kind of work towards. As with any fast notes, practice it really slowly with the metronome and keep everything really loose and kind of like focus on a little bit of rotation. I'm really emphasizing it, overemphasizing it, but if you're practicing that, create looseness and you want relaxation in your wrist when you do faster notes. Check out my video on the black key exercise. That will help kind of strengthen some of the coordination between your weaker fingers. Mess around with chords over chords. E minor, D major. What does that sound like? E minor, A minor. Maybe that's not the sound I want, but how about A minor over G? Nah, maybe I don't want that. How about let's do B minor over G. And that becomes a G major 7. I think I did a lot of D major over the various chords, and it creates kind of suspension and tension, and then the final release on the 4th chord. So, sorry, kind of like just some spur of the moment ideas I had here. I mean, that's nice. Maybe it's too pretty for the style you want to play. That was kind of messy, but using groups of 2. Like a triplet. Spacing out your 4ths like that. The idea with these videos is just kind of show you what I'm doing, what I'm thinking about when I improvise, and just hopefully you can take some of these ideas. Like I always say, take these ideas, go home at your piano, and try to make them your own. The most important thing, and it's not necessarily the part of music you can teach to people, but is the most important thing is to convey the emotion and the energy of a piece, especially like what it means to you. Here's me playing this piece, here's the way I feel it, and here's the way it sounds to me, and here's what I like about it. Okay, how do you condense that into the music that you're playing on the piano? And I think that's a challenge for a lot of us as musicians, as pianists, to find, all the tools, all the possible tools we can have at our disposal, so we can, share, why do you like that song? Why do you like the Cranberries zombie song? Is it just a cool melody? What is it about it that you like? Okay, does it transfer well to piano? We're stripping out the lyrics, but do you still like it? And why do you still like it? And try to play that. So, I hope you find this video helpful. I wish everybody the best in 2020. And yeah, thank you for watching. Big thank you to my patrons on Patreon. I find it very encouraging that there's people that, chipping in a buck or two here or there to help me out. It adds up. It really adds up, and it's really helpful for various music projects I want to do. And then, also running this channel is a little bit of a time commitment. So take care, everybody, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks.